49ers trade up to number 25 overall, and they draft Brandon Aiyuk out of Arizona State. What do we know about this kid? He seems like a home run threat.
No, that's what he is. I mean, he averages 18 yards per reception this past season. The only concern a little bit is, well, maybe a one-hit wonder, but if you really go back a couple years ago and watch, I mean, look, N'Keal Harry was the featured wide receiver. Aiyuk kind of played that number 2 role, and now we see him really take off this past season. He's a long strider. I think the biggest question or concern you might have is how much press man-to-man coverage did he really play against, and how is he going to handle that at the next level? Either way, Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch, they have a really good feel for these guys. One, developing them, but also find them like they did Deebo Samuel in the draft last year.
Yeah, and if you have a young player like this, maybe formationally, motion, move him around a little bit to try to dodge some of those potential press coverages early on, you can do some things to mask for that. But I think the big play potential is there, and clearly it's a position of need with them losing Emmanuel Sanders to the Saints. I think this is a perfect fit.
Let's bring in Pete Prisco. Pete knows a lot
Sun
about
Devil, baby.
Brandon
Right.
Aiyuk. Yeah. Pete wasn't high on the Patriots taking N'Keal Harry in the first round last year. That hasn't worked out.
Where's the fight song? Cue the fight song.
Harvard of the West, baby. The Harvard of the West. We're getting players drafted again. We love it. Look, I love this kid. It's a B-plus grade. In his offense, he's going to be phenomenal. I think they're going to move him around like you said. He's only scratching the surface. I mean, when he catches the ball, he takes off and boom, he's gone. I love this kid. He's a much better player than N'Keal Harry, who the Patriots drafted in the first round last year. And you know what else? Every personnel guy I talked to said what a great kid he is. He loves the game. He learns it. He will be an effective player in that offense.
That is 6 wide receivers off the board now, Brady.
Yeah, and I think if you're looking at this offense and maybe some of the things that was missing in particular in the passing game, it was some of those big plays. They've got Marquise Goodwin. We've heard rumors that he potentially is on the trade blocks, and so maybe there's some running on the wall there, replacing Goodwin, a speedy, big play wide receiver within the offense, with a younger guy who's got very similar ability. So looking forward to seeing how Kyle Shanahan is going to mix in Brandon Aiyuk into this system. I think Deebo Samuel is going to become, that kind of go-to guy at the wide receiver spot. Obviously, Kittle is still their best target in the passing game, but then Aiyuk is going to be able to take the top off the defense and really force teams to have to be concerned about that in the future. You won't be able to hunker down on Kittle as much as you used to.
It is a copycat league. Everybody's looking at the Chiefs, the firepower, the explosive nature, the ability to get big plays, and that's what the 49ers are looking for in Brandon Aiyuk, somebody who can generate offense in one play. It's a lot easier to get a play that you dial up and it goes 60 yards than it is to drive the length of the field in 7 or 8 plays. You see the Saints get playmakers. It's the trend now is the pass-happy league, which is, I think, why you're seeing so many wide receivers go in this first round. Everybody's chasing after them.
The last time we checked in with Amanda Guerra and Dave Richard, Dave needed a cigarette. He was so excited about Jalen Reagor joining the Philadelphia Eagles. Let's see how much he likes this one.
Yeah, a cigarette and a shower, from what I remember him saying. Dave, all right. I mean, the question's already been posed to you. How do you feel about this?
Cigarette in the shower. I'm going back to my college days now. Look, I think Brandon Aiyuk it's a great fit for San Francisco. You think about how they use Deebo Samuel. And when I watched Aiyuk play, I was reminded of Deebo. Now, Deebo's not as fast as Brandon Aiyuk. I think Ayuk's a better downfield catcher, but both of these guys make plays after the catch. They can both break tackles. I think if the volume is there for both of them, they can both help fantasy teams. But the problem is there's only one ball to go around, and George Kittle is still going to be the top guy there. So I think this hurts Deebo Samuel, and I'm not that excited about drafting Brandon Aiyuk in seasonal 2020 leagues. I'd be more interested in long-term formats, dynasty leagues. I think he'd be a mid-round pick in those types of startup formats. I think he'll be a first-round pick in rookie-only drafts. But as for 2020, I'd rather go with every other rookie receiver taken than Brandon Aiyuk.
Want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis. No yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.